insomnia and nausea. According to the nurse, Mr. Wills was calm and exhibited no signs of disorder when he was brought to exam room 5. However, by the time I reached him at 10 after 4, his personality had changed dramatically. When I entered the room, Mr. Wills lunged at me with a scalpel he apparently stole from a supply drawer. With the assistance of an orderly, we managed to subdue and sedate him without injury. Mr. Wills was heavily medicated and could not be diagnosed, but in the 20 minutes he was left unattended, he managed to carve 3 symbols in his arm and cut his own tongue into 2 halves. I can only guess at the cause of his problems. I hope that additional psychiatrists arrive soon. In the meantime, in response to this assault, all medical supplies and armaments will be locked in a secure hospital cabinet with the code 347. Dr. Casey out.
Yeah, so using audio logs as sort of supply drops. Oh fuck. He's a fast one. He's a fast naked man. Oh shit. Stop messing around now. Yes, using audio logs as supply drops. I don't really think there were audio logs before this point. I'm trying to remember. There probably was in some PlayStation 1 game or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember any game having audio logs before this. I mean, most games nowadays have audio logs, but they're usually some pointless collectible. You know, you're not forced to collect anything here. It's just if you want extra health and ammo, then you can listen to them. Obviously, they give backstory. Now, I can never remember what the code is for that. Might have to do with... was it Mark? Was it Mark or was it Bill Tyson? 584. One thing to note is when you bring up your PDA, that thing, the game doesn't actually pause. The game's still running, so you can be attacked. The very first time I played, when I was way back when I was 11 and scared shitless, I thought that would actually pause the game, and you know when people press escape and pause the game because they're scared and they don't want to continue. That's what I did. Unfortunately, I got a nasty surprise of being attacked.
I'm unable to return to Mars City. All passages out of the Delta complex have been blocked. I'm setting up a command post here. I can monitor status reports of the entire base from Delta Central Authority and communicate with other Marine teams. It's your mission to link up with Bravo team and get that transmission sent. Head toward Alpha Labs. It's the fastest way to find them. I'll update your PDA security clearance from here. Good job, and good luck, Marine.
Right, so he's just told us to meet up with him. I thought I was... Oh, I am, that's right. There's the wrong door. Those square shells. Now this game focused heavily on lighting. That's basically what it put all its focus into. Blimey. Now for some reason their helmets glow. Glow red. Zombies are stuffed everywhere. Back when zombies were rarely used in games.
Marine, if you run across any operational sentry bots, use them. Those guys pack a lot of firepower.
I don't really know too many mods for this game. I never
Here to help you. Psychological services are free and confidential.
really looked into it myself. I know that I know there's a HD texture mod, and there's a load of different weapon ones. I know you can have. There's a mod that allows you to have the enemy as some of your friends. But now that little jump scare, that is one of the absolute worst, or yeah, I mean, you know, the scariest, because you know you didn't really have your reflection in games, and you still don't really. You don't really see, you know, your reflection in games. It's always like it's always a broken mirror or something like that. Now these little things are my friend, and they're fitted with quite a bit of armour and also a minigun. So they do a large amount of damage, and it's basically just let them lead the way. I thought I was going to get up then. But yes, he'll just look around. He'll kill enemies, and if you go too far from him, he'll come back to you. So he's pretty good.
Marine, you gotta get to Bravo team quickly. They need all the firepower they can get. Sending that transmission is critical to our survival.
I need a Duncan Matthews PDA. Fuck, there he is. Right, now I believe that's it. If I go through here. Oops. Now I can just go back. And there's a ton of interesting dialogue and sort of videos, and you know, you've got emails to read, video logs, and then you've also got videos to watch. There's quite a lot, that you can do with it. But obviously, for the sake of this playthrough, I'm not going to be going through every single one. Usually I would do if I was just playing for myself. But obviously, I don't want to spend 3 hours reading everything. That's not really going to make for interesting content.
No, I understand everything. I'm telling you now, Doctor, the UAC is taking over this operation.
Operation? Is that what you're calling it?
The situation is out of control.
It's not out of control, Swan. You are. I'll manage this, and you and your flunky will be taking control of nothing. You understand?
Yes, Betruger. I think I do understand.
Okay, plan B.
Yes, so there's Dr. Betruger. He's sort of the administrator. Fuck. What was that? What's going on? He's the administrator of this whole place. He's obviously a petulant child.
Welcome to the Alpha Lab. Formerly designated Phase 1 by the Union Aerospace Off-World Research Division.
Now the
Alpha Lab began construction
oh fuck.
2095.
BFG edition does come with Steam achievements, and I don't think it has trading cards. I think it's purely Steam achievements. So if you like those, you can get that. Doom 3 is sort of a remake of the original Doom. It's obviously takes place on Mars. You're fighting off dudes. Supposedly, her armaments and cabinet 586. Now, grenades are fairly useless. There's a little health machines, but they only give you doses in 10. So obviously if I've got 99 health, then it's not a problem. My health is not a problem. Or however that song goes, or whatever it is. I'm not too down with the kids. I don't know what's hip and cool. I don't like the sound of that. Jesus. I'm going to do a cheeky quick save because this game doesn't have checkpoints, and if you die, then you start the level all over again.
Don't stop, buddy. There's nothing you can do for me. They're all gone. Surprised us. They just came out of nowhere.
Access denied.
An issue that most people had was that the game was a lot slower, and also apparently the weapon sound effects sound like arse. Honestly, I don't have a problem with them, you know, as long as they're not distorted, then you know I'm perfectly happy. I think, you know, at the time, I think this was pretty good. As from a technical point of view, it's pretty amazing. Ah, he's dead. I was waiting for him to come around the corner. Health and armor. Yeah, there's an abundance of health and armor in this game. You can just about make it out. It's really faint. I'm having trouble making it out myself, but just there, it just says the BFG 9000. If you've played Doom before, you're already aware of what it does, but it's basically the best weapon in the game, arguably. And it fires like a green ball of radiation and pretty much kills everything in its path. Now it is fairly odd that he decides to go through thick metal instead of that tiny glass. I guess they just wanted to have a cool thing. Yes, the reason the bodies and the enemies disintegrate or disappear, it's that guy looked like he was moving then. Oh, I thought he'd come this way. It's a technical limitation. You know, hardware couldn't handle. Fuck. Couldn't handle it at the time. That's actually another reason why you can only have a flashlight or a gun out at once. The hardware at the time couldn't actually handle it, and when I put this in, oh fuck! When I put this in Ultra, the graphics setting in Ultra, it gave me a warning saying that this game needs at least 800 megabytes of RAM, and that amused me because it said we do not recommend playing, you know, with that amount of RAM usage, VRAM, and that made me laugh because I've got 4 gigabytes of it.
Taking over parts of the base. I don't know what it is, but it can't be good. Stay sharp.
But I haven't eaten today. I'm starving.
I tried everything. The computers aren't responding. I can't get root access to the systems. We can't do it here. We'll have to access the system somewhere else. All right, let's go.
So they're trying to send a message to the fleet. Or actually, they're trying to stop messages, should I say? Get into the fleet. They don't want this getting out. Although honestly, I think this is one small base, so I think the military on Earth could handle it. But that's where Doom 2 takes place. Is Earth. Now supposedly Doom 4 or just Doom. I personally prefer to call it Doom 4, but it's technically just Doom. that takes place on Earth. They say it's not a remake of the second one, and that it's not a direct sequel to this one. Although this is Doom 3 is pretty much a remake of the first game, and that took place on Earth. On Mars, and Doom 2 took place on Earth, and Doom 4 is taking place on Earth. So personally, I'd say it's just as a remake. I think it's just those guys are just pretty much, it's just sales talk. They don't want to call it a remake to make it sound like there's no new content, but I reckon that's pretty much what it is. It's going to be the same sort of thing. I've been talking so much that I've completely lost where I'm supposed to be going. I got... Oh, no, I remember now. Yeah, I just got a PDA, didn't I? And I'm looking for that big door. So number one rule: always go where the enemies are. And there we go.
Access granted.
Anyway, this is Alpha Labs 1. I believe there's 4. This is quite a long game. I honestly can't remember how.
Marine, I've received a report that you haven't reached Bravo team yet. You need to pick up the pace. Can't wait for you. Reaching the communication facility quickly is imperative.
There's 16 levels or so. I need to turn the power back on.
The UAC takes pride in its safety record. Please follow UAC procedures.
Fucker. I'm going to switch to the pistol for killing these guys because I'm not really using the pistol anyway. Now there is more enemy variation as you go through the levels. You sort of see. I don't think they, as far as I can remember, they didn't add any new types of enemy for this game. Just wants a hug. It's just one hug. Yes, they didn't add any new variations. I suppose technically those guys with machine guns is a new variation, but it's just the shotgun, the Z-Sec zombie gunner, shotgunner, just with a different weapon. But yeah, they haven't really added anything new, any new enemies. I think all the weapons are the same as well. Yeah, all the weapons and stuff from the original Doom.